than 3 weeks later, police are still searching for a gunman after a man was shot and killed at an East Charlotte apartment complex. Police say someone shot 29-year-old Micah Atkinson and another man at the Kimberly Glen Apartments on Endlewood Road in late November. Atkinson's family says they are willing to offer a reward for information about his killer.
I want closure for my brother. I want justice for my brother.
CMPD detectives questioned witnesses and searched for clues, but so far no arrests have been made. Call police if you have any information.
A Gastonia woman is behind bars after police say she embezzled money from her job to try to pay her bills. Darlene Sanders is set to appear in court today for several charges, including embezzlement and larceny. Our news partner at the Gaston Gazette reports that police say Sanders stole checks from CNC Market Research and tried twice to use the account information to pay for her utility bills.
New this morning, police at UNC Greensboro arrested a Charlotte teenager after they say he wrote racial slurs all over the African American Studies section of the campus library. UNCG student Grant Reuter is facing ethnic intimidation charges. Police say he vandalized walls, tables, and books earlier this month. Reuter also faces a long list of drug charges in Mecklenburg County.
A historically black college in Concord is fighting to escape debt and earn back its accreditation. Barbara Scotia College lost its accreditation and critical funding in 2004. Right now, it is about $12 million in debt. President Dr. David Ola says he and his staff are either underpaid or working for free. He is not taking a salary.
Without the commitment, dedication, and service of our current faculty and staff, we wouldn't be able to operate.
Dr. Ola says they hope to not have to rely on federal funding and loans to operate in the future, and their goal is to help students pay for school without graduating with tons of debt.
The number of new homes being built in Charlotte continues to rise. This year, construction on nearly 9,000 new homes has started. That's the most since 2009. Continued low interest rates plus a growing number of new jobs in Charlotte are helping keep up with demand.
In the last 40 minutes, a Target spokesperson said up to 40 million credit and debit card accounts may have been compromised by a data breach. Right now, the Secret Service is trying to figure out who is behind the hacking. The Wall Street Journal reports the major security breach happened over the Black Friday weekend. Sources say the affected customers shopped in stores, not online. The theft of information may have been involved with tampering with card reading machines.
It is 6:47. A Charlotte allergy specialist is being praised for saving a man's life during an across-country flight. Dr. Maeve O'Connor flew from Phoenix to Charlotte, and the passenger in front of her suddenly suffered a seizure. The 70-year-old man became unresponsive and didn't have a pulse. When CPR didn't work, O'Connor used a defibrillator to bring him back to life.
He was dead, and I was just thinking about all the protocols of what you do to save someone's life.
The pilot made an emergency landing in Nashville, where the man was taken to the hospital. Doctors determined he was severely dehydrated.
6:47 now. This morning, thousands of soldiers passed through Charlotte Douglas Airport to head home for the holidays. They're in training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and they have spent 2 weeks off so they can spend time with their families this Christmas. Channel 9 spoke with some of the soldiers who told us how much this break means to them.
I'm looking forward to seeing my family.
I'm looking forward to seeing my girl, and eating some good chow.
Some good chow. Welcome back. Well, a group of volunteers met the soldiers at Charlotte Douglas to serve them breakfast as they waited for their flights home. Oh, we're happy to have them here.
Yeah, and I bet that biscuit was some pretty good chow, too.
I know. Weather and traffic for you every 10 minutes.
Meteorologist Keith Monday is in Severe Weather Center 9. How you doing, Keith?
We're great, and it's nice that they won't have any travel delays for those soldiers heading home today. Weather pattern very quiet. It's cold out there now. We're 31 in Charlotte, and we've actually warmed up to 32 now for Concord and Salisbury. There's a little bit of high cloud cover coming across a few neighborhoods. Keeps the temperature up a little, but others still quite cold. Lincoln 25, Boone at 23. But look at the timeline today for our temperature. Goes up fast. We're at 54 at noon. The high yesterday was 53. We're already close to that mark by midday today, so very mild at 60 this afternoon. And region-wide, everyone's warming up. Well above average, 53 at Boone. That's, again, our average high. For us, mountains are normally in the 40s this time of the year. We're back to 60 today and more low 60s down south. And this is the beginning of several more days of warm weather. We stay nice and dry now into Saturday. I'm taking the rain chance out. Beginning of the weekend looks great. We'll be closing in on 70 Saturday afternoon. It's the end of the weekend. It still looks to be in jeopardy, especially late in the day Sunday. Here's the timeline. It's going to be a very spring-like weekend with temps well into the 70s by Sunday. That'll be a rain chance starting up in the mountains early, picking up in the late afternoon for Charlotte. But most of us may not get the heavier chance for downpours and gusty winds until the evening hours Sunday. That should hopefully bode well for the Panthers game Sunday afternoon. So watch for rain by the end of the weekend. 68 Saturday, 73 on Sunday, which would break a record, and not just, record set a couple of years ago. I mean, this one, before 1900, this one is really old. So you don't get this kind of warmth this late into December very often into Charlotte. It's going to be a very warm weekend, but it's also going to turn into a very wet one, and maybe even a stormy one. We have to watch the system closely. With that kind of warmth coming in, it adds more moisture and stability, and making some gusty winds as well. We'll be keeping tabs on this on the iPad app. Download it free from the App Store to keep you up to date of the wet weather that's on the way toward the weekend. So our 5-day forecast, our weekend in view. The weekend before Christmas will be busy travel one. That may be impacted by Sunday. The rain chances coming in may even last into Monday morning before the rain starts to move out. And just kind of a preview of next week. Doesn't look big time cold. It does look dry. So white Christmas chances, I don't even think
out of here. Yeah, hard to think about a white Christmas when we have temperatures like spring.
I know, and with the big rain chance coming in with 70s, unusual.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Keith.
We have weather and traffic for you every 10 minutes. Let's check in now with Mark Taylor.
Well, traffic getting thick and all around the viewing area, including South Charlotte right now at 45, getting onto I-77. Still no problems to report, though, in the outer loop. If you're heading out towards Pineville, you're seeing some brake lights as you make your way around the bend, heading out towards South Boulevard. But, again, incident-free. So good news. And we want to check some of your drive times this morning. The heaviest volume that drive time technology is picking up is coming out of Huntersville, as it typically does, at 38 miles per hour, approaching Sam Fur on 77 South. But no incidents report in the area. And overall, southbound between 21 and Sam Fur moving at 50 miles per hour and a 9-minute ride with the heaviest volume on Independence Boulevard, US 74, approaching Idlewild at 16 miles per hour. Tanika.
One person shot and killed in South Charlotte, what investigators think led to that late-night shooting.
An overnight fire forced several families out of their homes. The efforts to help each other as the fire spread.